Okay, first things first. This is not a tutorial on minting an NFT onto the blockchain or listing them on OpenSea. This is about creating the actual image that you're selling. The art of the NFT is one of the most important parts of the whole process, second only to properly laundering the money after you finish up your rug pull scheme. After all, the art is what the consumer is actually going to be buying. Well, they're actually buying a URL to a JPEG of the art. And said art doesn't even exist in the blockchain itself. It's actually hosted by a third party. And it's not as if you have exclusive access to that URL. Anybody can see it if they just look it up on OpenSea. But it's what we've tricked them into thinking they're buying. And that's what matters. Now, NFTs are very collectible. That's the whole idea. You buy and trade NFTs to try to get all of your favorites and make a big collection you can be proud of. And when we design this art, we should reinforce and support that idea. Let's look at an example. Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise in the world, and that profit is because of the collectible nature interwoven throughout it. Pokemon is a world with lots of fantastical creatures with appealing designs, cool powers, and engaging lore that people grow invested and attached to. There's enough monsters on offer that everyone has one that they can call their favorite. And plenty of people can't even call just one their favorite. There's just too many, and they're all great. There's three components that make Pokemon, and most other media franchises, popular, collectible, and profitable. A world with history and lore that people like escaping to, characters that audiences will find lovable and relatable, and quality media like games, movies, and books that let audiences see and engage with the world and characters. So, to create our world, we're going to follow the simple two-step process. Step 1. Fish a word out of a hat. And Step 2. Fish another word out of the hat. Axolotl. Alright, people like axolotls. There's a market there. Divorce. Well, divorce is rather popular these days. And now that we've picked our theme, we can now start with creating the actual art. Now, chances are you're not an artist. Most legitimate artists aren't interested in NFTs because of their artistic integrity. Artistic integrity. But we can't just make NFTs and not have any art attached to them. Then everyone would realize that no one buying these things ever actually cared about the art and are just using them as investment opportunities. And while we can contract an artist to make our art for us, that costs money, and obviously if we're making NFTs, our own personal profit is our primary objective. And like I said, people who buy NFTs never really cared about the art to begin with, so if we as amateurs make it, it won't make any difference. But even though we're amateurs, we can thankfully choose pixel art as our art style and use it as a crutch. It has a very low barrier of entry, and making something acceptable is rather simple. Now, most professional pixel artists swear by a sprite. It's even what's being used to make all the art in this video. And for good reason. It's a flexible and powerful tool that can do lots of things. Problem: it costs money and basic computer literacy to use, and since you're making an NFT, you're trying to maximize profit and don't have the basic computer literacy to recognize how little sense blockchains make. So we're going to use Piskel, because it's free and designed for babies. Alright, so this is Piskel, and you might not be able to see it because of the way that I set up the recording, but yep, this site was made for web browsers and tablets, and it's trying to be art software. I shouldn't be mean. Piskel's like fine, it's like whatever. Anyways, divorced axolotl. Let's make some of that. So we'll start with a head here. And as you can see here, we have these little like extra pixels over here on the edge. I call those jaggies, and it's caused by an interesting way, like phenomena that happens when pixel brushes get this small. Sometimes when you go diagonal, there'll be a brief window where you are also covering over here. And you know, software like a sprite, it has tools to automatically correct those issues, and you could just always erase them, but I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna do that. I have some eyes here, and you know, this guy is supposed to be depressed, so make him sad. You know, he just got divorced, like, oh, my wife left me. I shouldn't joke about divorce. And then we'll add the little like axolotl doodlies here. You know, this guy, he's looking like an axolotl, but he's not looking especially divorced. Thank you. Good night. My mom came in And interrupted the recording. Where was I? Ah, yes. You know, we have, this is an NFT we're making, and of course, like all NFTs, why do I not move the image when I use left click? Oh, right, I have to use shift. Who designed this website? This is not intuitive. I have to hold shift to move selected objects? That sucks. What? If you want me to move the selection, you have like a little like adaptive thing up here that like, whatever, you don't care. Anyways, this is an NFT, and a really cool thing about NFTs is that nobody buying them cares. So you can do something that's called generative art, where you just make like 5 parts and then mix and match them, and then you get 20 million NFTs that you can sell. So let's imagine some parts here. One of the parts could be a face. We could maybe have some like distinct colorations, because you know axolotls come in different colors, and we could have a different item that they're holding. And this guy, because he's divorced, he'll be holding his little divorce papers. I really hope that you, Mr. Professor, have not just gone through a really bad divorce, because I am realizing this is really mean. This is a mean joke, but I have to commit to it. Yeah, there's little divorce papers. And you know, this guy, he looks sad, but he's not distraught enough. So let's put him in a midlife crisis. Let's give him... Actually, I'll have a brown for this. I'll make a good artistic decision and make the hair not black like all the outlines, so that it doesn't clutter the image. Make it this. That is not the color I chose. Yeah. Brown like that. Axolotl with a comb over. I don't know the hotkeys for this tool, and it's freaking me out. I'm too used to a sprite. But yeah, we'll give him this comb over here. And maybe that'll, like, tell a story, you know? Maybe it'll suggest that what happened here is that this guy, he just sort of lost his moxie, you know? He used to look really handsome, really ravishing, really sexy. And that was the spark in the relationship. A lot of it was sex. You know, it's just how it is. It's how a lot of relationships work. But unfortunately, he stopped being attractive because he just got old, and then spark was gone. You know? It's funny how this little hair and a few stereotypes can tell such a story. But unfortunately, because this is generative art and all of these assets are going to be completely randomly assigned, it's just going to look like complete nonsense and not suggest anything. So probably most of these axolotls aren't even going to look divorced. Anyways, let's give them color. Get this nice pink hue. That is not pink. That's pink. That's an axolotl. Let's make a new color. Oh, right. Pixel doesn't remember the last color you used. Oh, it has this, like, weird palette system. That's right. Ooh, I hate this. Oh. I used to use Pixel. Pixel used to be my color, my pixel art app of choice. I am so glad I switched. Wow. Best, how much was it? $15? $15 I ever spent. Let's give him one of those, like, baby blue collar shirts. Every time. Every stinking time. What's the hotkey for the eyedropper tool? Where is the eyedropper? Oh, there it is. It's O. Yeah. Color in his hand there. Now just pure white. Pure white for these documents. Actually, let's give it red ink. You know? Ooh, fancy. Fancy red ink. Or no, let's make just like the signature red. So that it's like I signed it in blood. I am no longer your wife. Or maybe husband, I don't know. This axolotl could be gay. I don't know. Could be anything. Let's pick a color for the background. Also, notice I'm not using any layers. Because, whoever's running this rug pull. They don't know what a layer is. Yeah. Here he is. Oh, let's give him a mustache. Yeah. Little, like, sad, like... That mustache, that, like, 10 pixels. That's the best looking part of the whole picture. This is awful. But it's finished. Now on sale for, like, 70 grand. Woo! Alright, then from here you just have to make a few more art assets, mix and match until you have the amount of NFTs you want, list them on OpenSea, get investors to buy in, and then pull the rug and take all their money. That's the video.